other night was their final straw. And I'm talking about, I saw some fans yesterday that were like, I watched her play in high school, and I cannot stomach this any longer. And they understand why she crashed out, but they don't want to watch her crash out. And look, it's understandable. I get that. I do get it. So Caitlin Clark fans have started attacking those fans. I mean, what are you doing?
Tonight, the global sports ecosystem witnessed what many described as an administrative disaster. While the arena's scoreboard displayed a franchise record performance of 45 points and 10 assists, described by some as the league's first 40-point, 10-assist masterclass, the bigger story appeared to be unfolding behind closed executive doors. The long-standing narrative that the establishment could successfully manage a global sports phenomenon was, in the eyes of many fans, beginning to unravel. One message seemed impossible to ignore: you can build a multi-billion-dollar sports empire around a generational superstar, but if the administrative system is perceived as too weak, too divided, or too inconsistent in protecting its biggest stars, the entire structure risks losing public trust. Within minutes of the final buzzer, reports and online speculation from sports industry insiders began circulating, sending shockwaves throughout the basketball world. According to those unverified reports, corporate boardrooms and major network executives were already discussing the implications of what had just taken place. While these claims remain unconfirmed, they fueled widespread debate among fans. Many supporters argued that the league had not simply mismanaged the excitement surrounding its biggest star, but had also failed to provide the level of support they expected. To understand why emotions were running so high, many pointed to the physical nature of the game itself. Throughout the season, fans have repeatedly questioned the officiating surrounding the superstar, believing that numerous calls have been inconsistent. According to those supporters, opposing defenses weren't just playing aggressively, they were using an exceptionally physical style of basketball. Hard screens, apparent jersey tugs, and forceful off-the-ball contact often drew criticism from viewers, who believed several of those plays went uncalled or were penalized less severely than expected. Those perceptions continued to fuel debate long after the final buzzer sounded.
Spurred by a recent play involving Indiana Fever star guard and Alyssa Thomas. Quote, ultimately, the issues around Caitlin Clark are largely about not largely about officiating. And that particular incident is not about whether a foul should have been called at the time of the game or whether that was ultimately a flagrant on review. Well, the fact that is not caught and handled in real time, or at least looked at and then handled in real time, that's a failure. That is a failure. Let's not get confused. Silver made the remarks during an on-stage conversation with Andrew Ross Sorkin at the Game Plan Summit by CNBC in the boardroom. Quote, and I have come to know Caitlin really well, Silver said. She's an incredible player and an incredible person. I will give him credit for one thing. He has praised her many times. Kathy Engelbert, not much of anything. Not much of anything.
Tonight, even during that remarkable 45-point performance, many fans believed the officiating had reached a breaking point. Throughout the game, the referees were criticized by viewers who felt the defense was allowed to play with an exceptionally physical style, disrupting the superstar's rhythm and momentum. To many watching the national broadcast, it appeared that standard fouls were being missed, leaving one of the league's brightest stars to absorb repeated physical contact. As the game continued, frustration among supporters continued to grow. Many argued that the officiating failed to provide the consistency they expected, fueling even more debate across the basketball community. Some fans went even further, claiming the league was placing its biggest attraction under unnecessary pressure instead of ensuring a fair and balanced game. Those opinions spread rapidly across social media, where discussions about the physical style of play quickly became one of the night's biggest storylines. The controversy, however, extended beyond the action on the court. Online speculation suggested that NBA Commissioner Adam Silver had been closely monitoring the league's growing global popularity and the public reaction to the game. Some reports even claimed he acknowledged that the superstar had become the center of increasingly heated debates within the basketball world. However, there is no verified public evidence that Adam Silver made the specific statements described above, and those claims should be treated as unconfirmed.
Product. And how Caitlin Clark's been treated. Well, she dropped this out here today. I'm one of the fans who flew to Indiana with my family and attended the All-Star game. I bought multiple jerseys, traveled to watch the Fever on the road. I spent thousands supporting this team because I genuinely believed in what they were building. Never in a million years did I think I'd go from being one of the organization's biggest supporters to being this deeply disappointed in the way it's being run. From my perspective, the coaching staff and front office have stripped away everything that made Caitlin Clark and this Fever team must-watch basketball, turning what should have been the most exciting era in franchise.
Let the weight of that message truly sink in. If the highest-ranking executive in professional basketball were to publicly describe the league's environment as unfair or overly politicized, it would undoubtedly spark intense debate throughout the sport. Such a statement would raise serious questions about leadership, player safety, and the consistency of officiating standards. Some reports and online speculation suggested that Adam Silver's comments reflected growing concern about player safety and the way certain games have been officiated. However, there is no verified public evidence that he made the specific statements described here, and those claims should be treated as unconfirmed. What is certain is that the conversation surrounding officiating and player protection has become one of the biggest topics in basketball. Many fans have voiced frustration over what they believe are inconsistent officiating decisions, while others argue that the league must continue improving its standards to maintain confidence among players, teams, and supporters alike. Whether or not the speculation proves accurate, the broader discussion has already captured the attention of fans, media outlets, and analysts across the basketball world. For many observers, the focus now is on how the league will address concerns about player safety, officiating consistency, and the long-term growth of the sport.
Tonight, she played really well tonight when she wasn't dribbling the ball. When she got into her bag, no, we don't need you dribbling the ball. But her and Caitlin combined for 75 points. Insane. Mo Billings, 16 points. Dominique Malonga dominated her all night, except the one play Monique Billings needed to get a stop down the stretch on Dominique Malonga. Your ass got it. Your ass got the one stop you needed, okay? This was a hell of a game, man. Dominique Malonga is going to be a superstar in this league for a time to come. The girl's just 20 years old. She had 28 points, 14 rebounds. Our fam, who's just 19 years old, had 16 points, 9 rebounds, 4 assists. She hit 4 threes in the third quarter. That young front court is going to be a force to be reckoned with for a long time in this league. The more they just grow and develop. Eventually, the Seattle Storm is going to have the best front court in the WNBA between those two. That's a fact. Flaugier played a good game, 16, 6, and 6. Natisha Heidemann had 16 and 8. Jade Melbourne had 16 and 5. Indiana Fever's defense was horrible. Seattle Storm shot 57% from the floor, 38% from 3. The defense was horrible. But hey, this was an entertaining basketball game. I was thoroughly and highly entertained. I love what I got from Caitlin Clark, man. I thought Caitlin Clark put on an absolute show. This was a masterclass, guys. And if you had any questions about if she's the one, if she's like that, damn it, you shouldn't have questions anymore. Get your glasses up. Celebrate! Caitlin Clark proved why she is the most exciting, the most entertaining, the biggest draw.
According to widespread online speculation, this was the moment many believed the league faced one of its biggest public relations challenges. Some commentators argued that if fans continued to view the league as an environment that failed to adequately protect its biggest stars, competing organizations could see an opportunity to attract top talent. One rumor that gained attention claimed that the Women's Premier Basketball Association, WNBA, was exploring an ambitious, multi-million-dollar proposal to attract the superstar with promises of greater security, increased influence, and long-term financial opportunities. However, there is no verified public evidence that the WNBA has made such an offer or that negotiations of this nature are taking place. These reports should be treated as speculation, Supporters of the idea argued that a newer league could market itself as a modern alternative, free from many of the challenges critics associate with established organizations. They believe that whichever league successfully attracts the sport's biggest stars could significantly influence the future growth and popularity of women's basketball. Additional rumors also suggested that major sponsors were reconsidering where to invest their marketing budgets, following the controversy surrounding the game. However, there is no verified evidence confirming that sponsors are planning to redirect their investments based on these events. What is undeniable is the superstar's enormous influence. Her performances continue to generate widespread discussion, attract record levels of attention, and fuel debates about the future direction of women's basketball. Whether those rumors prove true or not, the conversation surrounding her impact has become one of the biggest stories in sports.
15 total home games on 2024 and 2025. I haven't spent a dime in 2026. Wow. I canceled the apps, except Prime and YouTube TV. I'm so done with these people. And he probably kept those because he was like me and had them anyway. CDS Sports, amen. Exactly true. He said Steve Payna, I was going to drive 4.5 hours to see the Fever in the Dream. I decided against it due to Methany White's system. Carnivore, Evelyn, terrific read. You're so spot on. Well said. It's a no-brainer. They're liars and they're stealing your hard-earned money. You're 100% correct, Evelyn. We canceled our 2-day trip in July. I've been out on this coaching staff and the front office for a while. This person said I left and went to the Fire. By the way, that Portland Fire team, I don't know if anybody remembers that game. They destroyed the Fever, but during the game, in Ben Daniels' watch party chat, I said in the chat, I was like, Jesus, this Portland Fire team is so much fun to watch. I was like, wow, this team's fun to watch. They were playing hard and they were playing fast, and the Fever couldn't keep up with them. They got run out of the building.
According to many fans and commentators, the league has reached a critical moment. Supporters argue that the current situation has raised serious questions about leadership, officiating, and the long-term direction of the sport. In their view, attempts to downplay the superstars' achievements, concerns over the physical style of play, and public relations efforts have only intensified the conversation. A franchise record performance featuring 45 points and 10 assists has become the centerpiece of that debate. For many fans, the performance reinforced the belief that the superstar's impact extends far beyond the basketball court, generating unprecedented attention and reshaping the conversation around women's basketball. Some commentators believe the league should carefully review its coaching standards, player safety policies, and officiating procedures to maintain confidence among players, teams, and fans. Others argue that the current system is capable of addressing these concerns without major structural changes. There has also been speculation that rival organizations and major brands could attempt to capitalize on the superstars' growing popularity. However, there is no verified public evidence that competing leagues or sponsors are actively preparing such moves. Those reports remain unconfirmed. What is clear is that the performance reignited discussion about the league's future, the importance of player protection, and the enormous influence that one extraordinary athlete can have on the growth and visibility of women's basketball.
Team lead 106. Who got fouled? Monique Billings got fouled. So Monique Billings got fouled. I want to see what they're saying online. I know, like, if you're a Caitlin Clark fan right now. Oh, we didn't even mention Caitlin Clark made history too. Caitlin Clark made history today. Caitlin Clark has made history today, guys. Guys, watch this. Watch this three right here. This just happened moments ago. This is why I immediately came to.
Johnson pokes it away.
Look at this. Look at this. Look at this. Look at this. Oh my God. Oh my God. I don't even think Steph Curry could do that. Oh my, off the dribble, fade away three. Look at Caitlin Cook. What is we saying? All right, guys, I got to go back to the game cast. Oh my God, they didn't let him score 105 to 106. What just happened? Fever defensive team rebound. Dribble the clock out. Dribble the clock out. Fever full timeout. She called a timeout. Okay, she already did that. She already called a timeout. She already did that. All right, going back to Caitlin Clark making history. I believe this might be a timeout. Yeah, Caitlin Clark showed up and showed out today, bro. I ain't gonna hold you. 40 ball. 40 ball, bro. Not tweeting until Caitlin Clark scored 40 with 5 assists. Caitlin Clark now has the most points in a single game by a Fever player with 41. Caitlin Clark made double history. She now has the most points in a game, more than any other Fever ever, including Kelsey Mitchell. The ball all of herself. Kelsey Mitchell played good today, too. She did. She did. She did. I ain't gonna hold you. Clutch Clark, look. Watch this, bro. We gotta see it again, bro. Look at this. Oh my God. 107. It is over, bro. It is over. Stephanie White tried. She tried. She tried.
The conversation has clearly reached a turning point, and fans across the basketball world continue to debate what it all means for the future of the game. Whether you believe this performance marked the beginning of a new era or simply another unforgettable chapter in the season, one thing is certain. It has captured the attention of sports fans everywhere. Some online discussions have suggested that Adam Silver made statements criticizing the league's leadership. However, there is no verified public evidence that he made the specific comments described, and those claims should be treated as unconfirmed. Now it's your turn to join the conversation. What was your reaction to this incredible performance? Do you think the game exposed issues with the league's officiating and leadership, or do you see the situation differently? Drop your thoughts in the comments below. If you enjoyed this video, don't forget to smash the like button, subscribe with all notifications turned on, and share this video with every passionate basketball fan you know. Thanks for watching, and we'll see you in the next exciting basketball update.